Hello, in today's video I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an introduction about who I am, why I like this car so much, my goals, what I do, sort of stuff like that. I've written a few points down, let's get into them. At the top of the list, who am I? My name's Marcus and I'm 22. Bit about myself, I'm an engineering machinist apprentice. I've been doing that now for about 3 years. That's how I've been able to afford this. What cars I own? I own K11 Micra, which is what a lot of people know me for, I guess. That was sort of my most famous car going back about 2 years. It's what grew on my Instagram, my TikTok. I will never sell that car. That car is sort of just a piece of me now. It's got a lot of sentimental value. Moving on to the second car, my 350Z. This was one of my childhood dream cars. I set myself the goal of owning it when I was 21. And I smashed it out the park and managed to buy it when I was 19. I've owned this car for a little over 2 years. I won't be getting rid of this one anytime soon, that's for sure, unless another car comes up, which I'll get into a little bit later. And then moving on to my third car, my daily. It's a little 2007 Ford Mondeo ST diesel. It does what it says in the tin, gets me to work and back. It's pretty boring to drive compared to this. But it gets decent MPG, that's all I'm worried about. It's big, comfy, nothing else I could really ask of it. Although it is a Ford, so it does have a few problems. Moving on to point number 2, what I like about cars and what got me into them. So growing up, I used to play a lot of Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, all the little car games you get on the PlayStation. That sort of cemented it in for me that that's what I want to do growing up. I used to modify the cars on the games when I was younger. In fact, I made a 350 that looked pretty similar to this. Obviously, it was a game back in 2012, around about then. It's not exactly how it turned out, but I'm very happy that I managed to see that vision through. Another point is, when I was growing up, I used to watch all the Fast and Furious films. Obviously, that has heavily impacted me in choosing to like Jap cars. Obviously none of these are JDM, but they're still Japanese cars. And as you all know, Fast and Furious, a lot of it is heavily revolved around Japanese cars. I didn't want to be the usual 20-year-old hopping a Beamer, hopping an Audi that you've probably financed, and it's just all the same really. Whereas with old Japanese stuff, a lot of it is done differently. You go to a show, unless it's an MX-5, you're not going to see two that look identical, which is another thing that I quite like. And the final point that got me into cars is my granddad and my family. They used to take me to car shows quite a lot when I was younger. And then I think from then on, I was hooked. At the time, I didn't appreciate these cars. I was more, oh, my dream car is a Lamborghini, my dream car is a Ferrari, all that usual kind of stuff. But growing up, I would say probably about the age of 10, I realised all of that is a little bit boring. You've got the performance of them, but they don't have as much character, I guess. I mean, driving down the road, everyone knows what they are. Moving on to point number 3, what are my favourite things about each of my cars? I'll start off with the Micra. It allowed me to meet all of my friends. Without that car, I wouldn't be in the position I am today with the group of friends I have. There was a few that I had before I had that car, but only 2, 3 of them have stayed. The rest of them I don't speak to anymore. It's just a fun little car. I know everyone says all the time, what's so good about Micras? They're small, they're not the quickest thing in the world, so you can get away with a lot in terms of you can floor it everywhere and you're not going to break the speed limit, so you don't have to worry about, getting points in your license or anything. And if you watch one of my previous videos, you'll understand why I like Micras. I did a video on why I think they're amazing first cars. Moving on to this car, this was one of my dream cars, so taking this off the list was a massive achievement for me. It only has 300 horsepower, which is more than enough to have fun on the roads. All these cars with 500, 600, even 1,000 horsepower, it's just a bit unnecessary on the roads, especially in England. You don't have the roads to use all that power. Chances are you're just going to end up in a ditch, in a tree. It's not going to end very well. As with this, when they're set up right, they drive amazingly. If you know someone who has one, speak to them and they'll tell you exactly what I mean. And finally, the looks. I mean, might be a bit biased, but how can you not enjoy looking at that? I'll never get old of looking at the colour and thinking, yeah, I did it. Granted, it hasn't come out as well as it would have if I took it somewhere else, but at least I can look at that and say I wrapped it myself and I'm proud of it. A lot of people these days, they pay someone to do it, which isn't a dig at anyone, but just have a go, you'll save yourself so much money. And then moving on to my third car, my daily, the Ford Mondeo. It's not exciting, but it gets decent MPG, it gets me to work and back with, I mean, granted it's off the road at the minute because the wheel bearing went, but apart from that, it's been a pretty solid car. The looks, I'm a fan of it. I like the colour. That's about it really. Short list for this one. Moving on to point number 4. What is my dream car? So, as I said earlier, obviously growing up I watched a lot of Fast and Furious. Sort of speaks for itself with that. My dream car is an R34 GTR. As a Jap car enthusiast, I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's really basic. I don't care. Like, it's been a childhood dream car for as long as I can remember. I've got posters of it all over my room. I've got models of it, Hot Wheels, you name it, I've probably got it. The price of them, shooting up, they're skyrocketing. But I believe that one day I am going to own that car, sat ideally next to this car. That'll be me, complete. I couldn't think of a better 2-car garage than that. If that was my daily and the Skyline was the weekend car, I'll be more than happy. However, as a more obtainable goal, I've set myself the goal of 25, so I have 3 more years. I want to get an R34 GTT, whether it be 4-door or 2-door, doesn't really bother me, it's still ticking it off of the list. 4-doors, recently I've grown to absolutely love the shape of them. Obviously with this car I set myself the goal of getting it by 21. I got it when I was only 19, so hopefully this time round I can smash it again, get it maybe next year, year after, and that'll be me sorted. Ideally, I would love to import one from Japan and like bone stock, untouched, and do it all myself from scratch and build it into what I've always dreamed of. If I get a 2-door over a 4-door, I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism for this, but I will be putting GTR over fenders on it. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just making a fake GTR. Yes and no. Obviously, it'll look a bit like a GTR, still won't 100%, and it'll have the wrong engine of course, it won't have an RB26, but I'm not going to put GTR badge on it because, again, up badging. Now, moving on to my final point, what are my future plans with this car and the Micra? I'll start off with the Micra. That car to me is done. In the form it's in now, I can't see anything else I'd want to change, apart from getting clear rear lights, but I'm not paying £600 for a set of lights. I have had the thought of changing that car up a little bit. Well, I say a little bit, quite a bit. Obviously right now it's sort of low, slow, sort of static-y kind of car. What if I just turn it into a track car? Raise it up, get some nice chunky tyres on it, get a roll cage put in it, maybe supercharge it. I'm not 100% sure on turboing them. I mean, it's been overdone in my opinion. I'd rather supercharge it. For such a small car, I don't think turbo's the way to go. And a small engine as well. I mean, look at the R53 Mini. 1.6 supercharged. They're small and they move. On the flip side to that, I am also thinking about changing it up how it is now. Get some new wheels for it, some chrome deep dish wheels, add a bit of camber to it. All the cars you see over in America do that with it. I hardly drive it anymore. It's not exactly a daily anymore. I want to turn that into a show car, respray it, make it look pretty good. I have some colours in mind. I have not set in stone on one yet, but I think a nice dark purple would look pretty good on that car. Moving on to this car. Unfortunately with these cars, to get any sort of power out of them, you're spending over £10,000, near enough. So to me, that's not really an option. Turbo it, you get what, 400 horsepower? 450 at a push, I believe. I've not researched it too much, so those figures could be completely wrong, but I know they're not amazing at making boost. They prefer a much more linear power than sort of like the instant power you get with a turbo. Obviously, with them being NA, they have the linear power already, whereas if you strap a turbo to them, I've heard they become really unreliable, and I have seen it firsthand with a few people I follow on Instagram. They've turboed theirs and it's always broken, and for me that doesn't seem worth it. So I think for this car, what I want to do is I'll give it about a year with this colour, obviously being wrapped, and then want to have a go at painting it. I haven't even thought about what colour I want to go yet. It's more just an idea. I've only wrapped it 3 months ago now, so I've still got a little bit of a way to go until I'm at the point where I'm bored and want to change it up a little bit. I've had this car slammed when I bought it. It sort of takes away the whole drivability of the car. On that aspect, I'm going to keep it how it is on the BCs, nice 10.5-inch wheels. I might get a different set of wheels, I'm not too sure. I mean, I love the look of these wheels, but I'm not sure how well they'll look if I change the colour. And I would say one more future plan I've got for that car is just neaten it up a bit. The underside's in a pretty rough state. It's not completely rotten, but there are some areas that do need attention. So I think over the winter, going to get it back up on axle stands, do a bit of welding to it, get it all nicely prepped for next year, and then we'll see where that takes us. I think that's this car pretty much done. But as you all know, project car, they're never done. That goes for both cars. I'll look at something, I'll be like, oh, I like that. And then a couple months down the line, I'm in the process of doing it. So I don't want to say for certain, oh, my cars are done, when in reality they're nowhere near done. They never will be. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's probably a bit of a shorter one today, but as always, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.